I believe that that's a way I can enhance my time, and I can open up the ability to not be time pressured. And that's kind of why we're chatting. The number one thing you have to realize is your time is limited, and it really is accentuated when you realize when you look at the profit that you're going to make on a deal or the loss you're going to take. Your time is limited, and you have to use time to your advantage. I teach by example a lot with my folks, and I'll give you the classic negotiation technique that I taught my baby cousin. I said, Vishal, look, the more time limited somebody is, the better deal you're going to get. So let's go through McDonald's drive-through and try to negotiate for the price of a hamburger. And you're going to find out that you get this burger for free if time is on your side and time is against them. And so we did that. What he did was he delayed and delayed and delayed, and through the drive-through, and people are backing up, and then the McDonald's workers getting pissed. And eventually we got to the front, and he ended up getting extra food for free because you just threw it at him to get him out of the way. And so time is your friend if you're not worried about it. If you go in to buy an air conditioner at the air conditioner store and you spend 30 minutes, 40 minutes trying to buy that air conditioner, and the average person only spends 4, by the time that they've invested time with you, they're going to do whatever it is to get that price down. So time is your friend in that situation. Time is your enemy when you're on the other side of it. So let's say that let's say that you've purchased a piece of real estate, you've sold it, and you've made $100,000 on it, and you can reduce your taxes by doing a 1031 exchange and rolling it over into a new project, but you can't find another project right away. And then time is not your friend, because you're going to overpay, because you got to identify your next project or a group of 3 in 45 days, and you got to close in 180 days. Time is not your friend. You're going to overpay. Just like the McDonald's example, you're going to be the McDonald's worker throwing money at somebody, I got to get this deal because my time is not my friend. And so once you realize that time is such a critical element, then you have to figure out how to surf time, how to expand time. And that's why I'm looking at delayed sales trusts, because I believe that that's a way I can enhance my time, and I can open up the ability to not be time pressured. And that's kind of why we're chatting.
By the way, it's a deferred sales trust, but delayed sales trust would probably be a better name for it, right? Because it's exactly what the essence of what it is taking away from IRC 1031, which is the 1031 exchange, time restrictions, 45 days to identify, 180 days to close. We call it the shotgun wedding, right? And not so good, versus IRC 453, which is an installment sale where time is, there's no restrictions, right? There's literally, you don't have to identify, you don't have to close on anything, and you can actually sit on the sidelines, all tax deferred. One of the most prolific deal stories is actually out of Minnesota for a gentleman who sold in 2006, and he looked around for his 1031 property, couldn't make sense of the deals, knew it was a seller's market, sensed that the prices were at all-time highs, and instead of overpaying via 1031, he moved it into the deferred sales trust. He waited 5 years, and 5 years from there, he bought back the same property when the bank called him who had foreclosed on that same property. He said, do you want to buy it? And he goes, well, maybe. What's the price? And they said 40 cents on the dollar, right? Or 60 cents on the dollar, 40% less than what you paid for it. And he said, sure. And he bought it back through his deferred sales trust, all tax deferred, which is the big elephant in the room, right? And they say, great. Well, we want to make sure we defer our tax, which is can be 30 to 50% of the gain, depending on the depreciation recapture, right? That's what the government's going to take for their cut. So the key is time, and if you can buy at optimal timing, things are on your side.